This is my mum's Golf Mark 6, I think. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I think so. 2007 GT or GT TDI or something. She hit something on the motorway. Something came bouncing down the motorway, like an iron pole. I think she described it as like maybe like scaffolding bar or something. I don't know. Bounced under the car, made the most almighty bangs and stuff. She had nowhere to pull over. Car shook, and obviously, you know, it was just right old bang, and then she carried on. But that was quite a while back, and she's had it over here. The only problem she's had since is she's every now and then it starts shaking, but we're not talking about shaking at speed, shaking and won't pull itself above 30 miles an hour, so that seems like engine to me, unrelated to this. I've looked at a few things. I had a seized front offside front caliper. I freed it up, but it seized up again after not very long, so I put a new caliper on. She had wheel speed sensor problems for the ABS, so I put new hubs and sensors on the back. She also had the 230 bar brake pressure, basically the ABS pump's pressure sensor failing, and the only fix for that is a new or reconditioned ABS pump, so I swapped that for her. Annoyingly, she's still intermittently getting rear right ABS signal implausible, even though it's had new sensor and new hub with ring, like the whole shebang. It's obviously going to be a wiring loom problem, I suppose, but it's intermittent and it's not come on in a while. It clears itself after sort of one journey, so I'm going to keep pondering on that, because I don't really fancy having to trace back or disassemble the loom at the ABS pump, and there's just not a lot of room in there to unwrap the loom, you know, that wiring loom, and put two fresh cables in it. So I'm gonna keep. I'll think about that from time to time, but it's all right. Most of the time, it's fine. Anyway, well, I kept looking for something wrong with the saying about this shaking, but that's not happened in a long time now. No idea what that was all about. Obviously, reset all the faults as you do. Cleared the codes, I mean. But when that caliper seized after I'd freed it up, it was smoke pouring out of the wheel and stuff like that. It was last minute. I went to Brakes International the next morning. This was a Sunday. She said, "I've got smoke coming out of the wheel." Blah blah blah. I said, "No worries." The caliper's obviously seized up again, and you know, freeing it up wasn't good enough. And I'll get you a new caliper. But I didn't have much time really, so the next morning I arrived at Brakes International in Bolton at sort of 8 in the morning and got her a caliper from there. Still a good price, but not as good as eBay prices. Anyway, when I came and did that, her under tray's been sagging for ages at the back, not bolted up here, and I thought it's really sagging that, you know, I'd like to sort that. I crawled under there to try and sort it, and noticed, to cut a long story short, it's just the point of the video, the belly pan, I suppose some call it a front subframe, is cracked. In fact, it's cracked and that whole bit is missing there. Now that's the crack that I saw at the time, and now I'm here to swap it and I see it's cracked right the way through as well. It's actually quite bad, that. Let's try and get it to focus better. There we go. So that's not good at all. Now, it's obviously not a common problem, because the part from your usual eBay breakers is nothing. 25 quid. Loads of people selling them for 25 quid. Obviously, if this was a common fault, they'd be asking hundreds for it, because I'm sure it'd be a couple of £100. It's cast aluminium. I'm sure it'd be a couple of £100 from the Volkswagen dealer. So that's good really, and thankfully the one I've got for 25 quid has come with the bearing, which is in similar condition to the one that's already in here, i.e. really it could do with being replaced, but we're talking about a 14-year-old car with 143,000 miles on it that was bought for £4.5 grand 4 years ago or something like that. So it's got a noisy flywheel, dual mass flywheel. I don't think we're fussed about a slightly imperfect bushing there for the I was going to say for the transmission, but it's a whole engine and transmission really, isn't it? So yeah, and obviously we can see at the same time the thing that she hit has slightly destroyed some of the heat shield in there. When I say she hit, you know, it wasn't her fault. This thing came off the back of the lorry and just bounced down the motorway in front of her. The thing hit her, but yeah, so heat shield. I'll try and maybe pull that straight, flat again as much as I can to reintroduce a bit more protection there. Maybe I don't think it matters. That exhaust pipe is miles away. So yeah, it's interesting. Now, I know about the torque to yield bolts. With the torque rating, whatever it is, which I'm going to look at before I fit the new part, plus 180 degrees or whatever. Although last time I tried to do that on the hubs, there was no way it was turning another 180 degrees. Absolutely no way. So I just did it fucking tight, and that was that. That was a rear hubs. There's no way that I was going to do 180 degrees. So I'm not sure about that, you know. But anyway, I know about that. I know about the movement. I know about the alignment pins that keep everything in place as you take the bolts out. Some people seem to mistakenly think you can use them after the fact to get everything aligned, which isn't right, is it? You use them as you remove bolts, ensuring that there's always at least one bolt, or there's always at least a bolt or a pin in place. So I know about those. However, I ain't using them because I'm only swapping the pan. I've got replacement bolts, and as far as I can, so I will not be unbolting this rear bushing off the lower wishbone, or this yeah, whatever it is. That's the thing that its name begins with C, isn't it? And it sounds funny, like Cortina, but it's not Cortina. Anyway, that's that. So I'm not unbolting that. I'm not unbolting that. So I appreciate that the lower wishbone usually is kind of, you know, it's fixed in place to the pan that I'm removing, so I'm going to take these out. And but you know, it should all stay put, because we're staying tight here and we're staying tight on these three. So I'm not using the alignment pins. Well, I haven't got them anyway, so we'll see what happens. If it all goes tits up, we've got a spare car. We've got a courtesy car here now. Got a 15-year-old Honda Jazz CVT. I bloody love it. No runabout now, but it's also a spare car if I cock up my mum's car on a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're doing. I'm not one for editing videos, so I'll just report back in the comments. I don't think I'm going to film a done video and edit them together. We'll see. Alright, thanks, bye.